I was in the northeast of Spain, in a beautiful region of Catalonia. And I was there with a very good friend of mine. He is 2 meters tall, blonde hair, and blue eyes. And we were visiting the beautiful region where they're making the cava, the Spanish sparkling wine. And after the guided tour, we asked some more questions to the very charming guide that was there. And she was explaining us with passion about what she was doing. And then suddenly she stopped. She took a step aside. She took my friend, and she shook him. And then she looked at me and said, "Why is he not interested into what I'm saying?" Because she was not getting the emotional feedback she was used to.
I was in the northeast of Spain in a beautiful region of Catalonia. And I was there with a very good friend of mine. She is 2 meters tall, blonde hair and blue eyes. We were visiting the beautiful region there. They're making the cava, the Spanish sparkling wine. After the guided tour, I was asking some more questions to very charming guide that was there, and she was explaining us with passion about what she was doing. And then suddenly she stopped. She took a step aside. She took my friend and she took him. And then she looked at me and said, "Why is she not interested in what I'm saying?" Because she was not getting the emotional feedback she was used to. Thank you.
Through her own cultural glasses, meaning that she was interpreting the fact that he had a neutral face on what it would mean if someone from her culture would have that face. And that would mean that the person was not interested or didn't want to be there. And we all see the world through cultural glasses. The lens through which your brain sees the world shapes your reality. If you can change the lens, not only can you change the way your brain perceives behaviors, but you can change the way people relate to cultural differences. Embedded within that statement is the key to benefiting from diversity.
Through her own glasses, meaning that she was interpreting the fact that he had a natural face in what it would mean if someone from her culture would have, and that would mean that the person was not interested or didn't want to be there. And we all see the world through cultural glasses. The lens which your brain sees the world shapes your reality. If you can change the lens, not only can you change the way your brain perceives behaviors, but you can change the way people relate to cultural differences embedded within a statement. Statement is the key benefiting from diversity. Thank you.
Cultural diversity increases problem-solving ability. It increases creativity and innovation. The real challenge here is to make people being able to communicate well together. And this you do through explaining cultural differences. 2 years ago, I was sitting in my living room. I was sitting there with a friend, and we started to draw typical cultural situations. And then we made a Facebook page, and then we made a free website. And then I started to lecture all around the country. And I'm happy to say we've just crossed 1 million people that have seen these drawings to help to connect culture. And the idea behind that project is to create a simple, humoristic way in connecting people of different culture, especially in Norway. You know that most people around the world are raised with the idea that
Cultural diversity increases problem solving ability, it increases creativity and innovation. The real challenge here is to make people being able to communication well together, and this you do track explain cultural difference 2 years ago. I was uh, I was sitting in my living room. I was sitting there with a friend, and we start to draw typical cultural situation. Sit- Situation. The made a free website, and then I start to lecture all around the country. I'm happy to decide we've just crossed 1 million people that have sent the drawings to have connect culture, and and the and the idea behind the project is to create a simple humorous why in connecting people of different cultural, uh, especially in Norway. You know that most people around the world are resigned with the idea that the will need to contribute to a group, that the will be part of a group and independent on their members. And if it a friend, the people behave other part of the world, especially the Western world. We raise our children to be independent and to be self-sufficient, and we creating independent in society and in chance behavior. You see the different, the basic in principle. The tells a lot about how you're going to expect a friendship will be much uh, stronger in terms that people will live in symbiosis with each other and depend on each other, and they will be expected to be in fact to every single, even that the very good friend will do often in each other culture, friends will be much more distant.